Hi, this is Alex, and I'm going to be doing an action figure review. I got this action figure at Family Dollar. It was, of course, $5, as you can see. Now, I've actually started buying action figures because I like customizing action figures, but the size that I'm looking for is mostly the G.I. Joe size. The reason that is that's what I grew up on. So, with that being the case, I'm, mostly just getting cheap figures to start out with because this is a new hobby of mine. And really, I bought a couple of real G.I. Joes. There's Cobra Commander. However, I really am not needing that. I don't need to break down a real G.I. Joe to make a decent figure. In fact, let me show you an example. I am currently working on sculpting and making one of these guys, one of these Lanard corpse guys, into a Destiny style hunter. So, I got that guy for $3 at Walmart. He's not the best posable figure in the world or anything, but there are some benefits to his armor and everything. Works pretty good. That's the Destiny style hunter. Now I'm still trying to get the head right. That's the part I did the sculpting on and everything. But I've added the cloak. I've got some pretty cool little, I cut down on his armor a little bit to make it more in the style of this guy right here on the live action trailer. Of course, I'm going to have to repaint because I recently took my Dremel to it and added some more epoxy sculpt. Put that back up. And let that dry. So, end of the story is that I bought this figure $5. He's about the right size as a real G.I. Joe. I'm just going to open the box now. It's got a card. This one actually looks like it's been taped on the back, like maybe somebody opened it up. But it looks like it's all here. So I'm not really worried about it. And since I really don't care about this box, I'm just going to cut into it. Unlike other people, I really am not planning on collecting card backs for, especially these knockoffs. If I were opening the Cobra Commander, if you had a good card back or something, I'd probably want to be careful of that. But, they don't even do those anymore, so that's much. Okay, let's see here. So, of course, this guy was $5. By the way, I got that Cobra Commander for $6 at Dollar General. So, good deal there, because usually they're $10 at like Toys R Us. Pretty much the only place that still sells, official G.I. Joes. And I guess that's just because they have a deal with Hasbro, and they sell enough toys that they figure they'll get collectors in there if they do sell those. And the collectors will buy their off-brand, because they have a ton of off-brand stuff at Toys R Us that's, backdrops and vehicles and all that stuff. So what I'm doing is, of course, working the twist ties. There's basically a twist tie holding the figure in, and a twist tie holding the figure in the bike in. And they got him all posed up like he's doing a trick. Now, I thought the motorcycle was cool by itself, and the fact that it's going to be scaled for G.I. Joe is cool. I don't know when or if I'll really use it right away, but nothing else, considering the amount of money I paid for it, you know, it's not really that bad. Though, I probably would like... Okay, so on this motorcycle, there is a peg to hold the kickstand, it looks like. I believe that's what that is. Let me take this guy off here. They've got his hands rubber band down or something. I guess that would make it easier to do a trick if I left it on there, but no, not the plan. Okay. So there is like a clear plastic rubber band there holding his hands to the motorcycle. But anyway, let's start with the motorcycle. It has, of course, turns. It has, you know, a shock system kind of. So you can like really do like when they land, they can really, you know, pretty cool. On the actual side of it, you got a skull. It says BG Racing and 74 on this side. Same thing on the other side. Front of it just shows the number 74. And of course, the way that they do the suspension is there's like a spring system up in there, which I'm sure giving them a few use will pop right out, and then you'll just have a wobbly bike. But pretty cool, not bad for $5. And of course, the action figure itself has some articulation, not as much as a real G.I. Joe, I know. But if you see arm pivots, pivot, hands do not turn. However, you know, this is more in the style of what the G.I. Joes used to be like. They've actually gotten better over time. And also pivot, pivot, pivot. You know, pivots right there. You see that? And the shoulder, of course. So you can pretty much make him do the type of gestures you'd want to do. He can do thumbs up like he's okay after a wreck. He can drive. He could probably hold a gun. That would look kind of funny with his thumb up. I don't know how that would work. He pivots at the waist. So that... Now this plastic, I'll tell you, is not the best plastic in the world. I can kind of feel it when if I try to force it one way or something. It bends slightly, flexes a little bit. But what do you expect for a knockoff G.I. Joe figure? The actual hip joint is not so loose that it falls down on that leg, but on this leg it is. See, it like automatically falls if I stick it up. Well, I guess it can stick if I stick it far enough. I do not know how they're constructed inside, but I know that it pivots at the waist and, of course, at their knees, but there's no pivot. There's no foot pivot. And, of course, the helmet does not come off, but he does have the ability to look up a little bit. So, like, when you pose him on the motorcycle and he's doing a trick, he can be looking that way. But it doesn't really look down that much. It really just goes to straight ahead. Now, the thing I like about this is, like I said, mostly looking at doing action figures customization. He's got a really smooth body. I don't have to take a bunch of stuff off there. If I decide to make him, you know, Destiny action figure, for example, I just find a coat maybe and shave down the head some. And I could actually keep the goggle shape in there, because they are all wearing, you know, like space helmets and stuff. So that seems to be like it'll be pretty good. Anyway, that's my MXS Motocross action figure. Oh, and it's made by Jenks Pacific Incorporated. You can see there. And, you know, I would probably give this, you know, a 6.5 maybe for the action figure. And actually the motorcycle looks more detailed. You know, it actually has a lot of the cool little detailing you would see on a motorcycle. I never did get the stand to stay in it. I have to figure out how that works. Maybe it goes in the side of the wheel. Oh, it goes in the side of the wheel. So that it can stand up. So you don't have to worry about, well, if your box knocks it over, it can stand up, and you know, you have a vehicle that's able to stand, even though, let's see if it'll stand with a figure on it. Let's put this bad boy on here. Grab that handlebar. So even with the figure's weight on it, it does keep the vehicle up. And I've got that pegged into the back wheel on the left side of the driver's left side. As you can see, if I turn it around, rock the table a little bit, staying up. Okay, so that is my review of this. The bike, actually, I would give 8, only because, of course, like I said, it is a cheaper plastic. It's not going to stand up to the heavy-duty wear and tear like my G.I. Joe, actual G.I. Joe, even the Lanard Corpse old vehicles would. So that'll be my review.